In a world filled with noise and chaos, have you ever wondered where true wisdom finds its home? Often, it dwells not in loud declarations or heated debates, but in the gentle silence of stillness. Like a lotus blooming in muddy waters, the wisdom of Zen and Buddhist teachings rises above life's distractions. They teach us that real peace of mind doesn't come from acquiring more, but from quietly releasing what disturbs our harmony. A truly wise person doesn't argue to prove a point, they observe. They don't hold onto grudges, they let go. And above all, they know precisely when to walk away. Wisdom, then, is not the stacking of facts, but the quiet power to recognize what deserves to stay and what must be released. In the story you're about to hear, we explore why a wise person chooses to silently walk away from two specific types of people, not out of resentment, but out of a deep and clear understanding of life's most essential truths. Once, in a remote village surrounded by nature's embrace, there lived a humble teacher. This person bore no grand title, yet their calm presence radiated a sense of serenity and strength. They lived in perfect rhythm with the natural world, understanding both the flow of seasons and the intricacies of human connection. Many sought their guidance, but the teacher seldom gave direct answers. Instead, they offered lessons through stories, gently guiding listeners toward insight. One day, a weary student arrived, burdened by the emotional weight of a draining relationship. The student asked, "Why do I feel so exhausted around certain people? Should I keep enduring their behavior to show patience, or let them go and risk being seen as unkind?" With a soft smile, the teacher replied, "The world often praises endurance, but true wisdom? It teaches discernment. There are two kinds of people a wise soul must cut off in silence. Let me tell you a story. The first," the teacher began, "is the manipulative controller." They spoke of a young monk on the path to enlightenment who constantly found himself entangled in the presence of a charming yet subtly controlling elder. This elder always had the right words, knew how to twist facts in his favor, and used his influence to confuse and dominate. At first, the monk believed this was simply a test, a spiritual challenge designed to build his patience and strength. But over time, he noticed something deeper. Every conversation with the elder left him feeling drained, uncertain, and emotionally off balance. The elder's words were sweetly spoken but filled with hidden thorns, crafted to manipulate rather than uplift. Slowly, the monk began to doubt his own thoughts, his principles, even his very sense of reality. One evening, while sitting beside a stream and watching the water dance over the rocks, the monk's teacher approached. "What weighs on your heart, young one?" the teacher asked. The monk shared his confusion. The teacher pointed to the water. "Do you see how the stream flows around the rocks? It doesn't fight them. It doesn't demand that they move. It simply finds its own path." The monk watched in silence, the lesson slowly sinking in. "So it is with the manipulative controller," the teacher said. "Do not try to move them. Do not try to win them over. Simply flow past them, and protect your peace." This, dear viewer, was the first kind of person the wise know to release, quietly, without bitterness, and with clarity. Your life, the teacher said gently, is like a flowing stream. The rocks that interrupt its path do not need to be moved. The water simply adjusts, finds another route, and keeps flowing. The young monk listened intently. "These people," the teacher continued, "are like those rocks, obstacles that disrupt your natural rhythm. A wise soul does not waste precious energy trying to change them. Instead, they choose to flow differently. This isn't an act of spite or anger. It's a declaration of self-respect." In that quiet realization, the young monk began to understand. To stay in the presence of a manipulative person is to lose yourself little by little. But to walk away, gracefully, without drama, is to honor your own path. He stepped back from the manipulative elder. Not with bitterness, but with calm clarity. He now knew that such individuals thrive on reaction. But in silence, they have no power. Like a fire starved of air. Manipulation fades when there's nothing to fuel it. The manipulative controller often appears warm, perhaps even nurturing, but underneath, they twist moments to suit their hidden agenda, planting seeds of self-doubt and confusion. They steal energy not with force, but with subtlety, and Buddhism teaches us. Compassion should never come at the cost of our own peace. To step away from such a person is not cruelty, it is truth. It is the recognition of your value. As a Zen proverb wisely says, "A person who cannot govern their own mind will always try to govern yours." The teacher's voice softened as they introduced the second person the wise must let go of, the relentlessly negative soul. "This is the one," the teacher said, "who sees storms in sunshine, pain in peace, and flaws in every kindness." There was once a villager known far and wide, not for their wisdom or generosity, but for their constant complaints. On sunny days, they bemoaned the heat. On rainy days, they cursed the wet. Even joy disturbed them, for they distrusted happiness. A kind-hearted traveler crossed paths with this villager and believed they could change them. Day after day, the traveler offered encouragement, shared laughter, and gave gifts of kindness. But nothing ever changed. The villager's heart remained a well of despair, echoing only bitterness. Eventually, the elder replied with compassion, "Your light is not weak, my dear, but some people are like bottomless vessels. No matter how much love you pour in, they will never be full, because they never intended to be." The traveler finally understood. Constantly giving to someone who refuses joy is like filling a cracked jar. It will always drain you. With a heavy, but awakened heart, the traveler stepped back, not from love, but from exhaustion, because sometimes, honoring your own peace means walking away from someone else's storm. The truth is, negativity is deeply contagious, and if you're not mindful, you may find yourself slowly becoming what you were trying to heal. Buddhism reminds us, protect your energy, guard your serenity, and above all, know that kindness is not meant to be self-sacrifice. He reminded the young seeker that while compassion urges us to support others, wisdom teaches us to recognize when our presence no longer helps, or worse, enables harm. After all, how can you fill a cup that refuses to stand upright? The wise know, your peace is not selfish, it's sacred. By preserving inner balance, you can serve the world with more clarity and purpose. The silent wisdom of letting go. The teacher then shared a final truth. Silently cutting off manipulative and relentlessly negative people is not an act of hatred, it's an act of self-respect. It doesn't mean you wish them harm, but that you love yourself enough to walk away. To carry manipulation and negativity on your shoulders is to willingly anchor yourself to suffering. And how can one fly if their wings are tied down? Letting go doesn't mean you're giving up on people. It means you're choosing freedom over bondage, clarity over confusion, peace over perpetual struggle. Enlightened by these words, the student felt lighter, not just in heart, but in spirit. They thanked the teacher with deep gratitude and stepped forward with renewed vision. This quiet, profound moment leaves us with a lesson. Peace is not handed to us, it is cultivated. Letting go of these two types of people is not merely a practical decision, it's a deeply spiritual one. It aligns your outer relationships with your inner truth. And when you release manipulation and negativity, you create room for what truly matters: joy, clarity, and authentic connection. But the journey doesn't end with release. Cutting off toxic influences silently is only the beginning. What follows is a commitment to strengthening the self, so your inner peace is not easily shaken again. 1. Cultivate inner strength. The Buddha once said, "You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection." That's not indulgence, that's necessity. Loving yourself is the soil in which healthy boundaries and wise choices take root. 2. Practice deep self-reflection. After letting go, ask, what did this experience teach me? Why did I tolerate it? What patterns do I need to break? When you reflect, you transform pain into wisdom, and that is powerful beyond measure. 3. Reinforce your boundaries. Use what you've learned to build firm but compassionate boundaries. These invisible lines protect your emotional well-being and make it clear: your peace is not up for compromise. 4. Reclaim your core values. Toxic energy often distorts your compass. It makes you question your worth, your choices, your voice. So now, go back to your roots: honesty, kindness, independence, whatever they may be. Let these principles guide how you choose relationships moving forward. The space left behind by toxic relationships may feel hollow at first. This emptiness, though uncomfortable, is not a void, it's a sacred pause. It's an invitation to reclaim the energy that was once drained and redirected toward what genuinely brings you peace. 1. Focus on relationships that uplift you. Now is the time to surround yourself with those who nurture your growth, people who support your dreams, encourage your spirit, and add value to your days. These are the ones whose presence feels like sunlight after a storm. They don't deplete you, they energize you. 2. Pursue your passions again. Toxic people often act like clouds that dim your creative light. With them gone, let clarity flood back in. Reinvest your time and heart into the passions that once made you feel alive. Whether it's writing, painting, learning, or simply dreaming, follow what fulfills you. 3. Reconnect with nature. Nature offers one of the most gentle yet profound forms of healing. Go for walks in the forest. Listen to the waves. Let the wind brush away your stress. In the stillness of the natural world, you'll remember who you were before the noise, and who you're meant to become. Transforming silence into power. Letting go in silence may feel difficult at first. You may wrestle with guilt, uncertainty, or even fear, but in the language of wisdom, silence is not weakness, it's strength. 1. Silence as strength. When you no longer respond to toxicity, You shift from reaction to resolution. Silence becomes your boundary. It says, I choose peace over drama. You don't need to defend, explain, or argue. Your non-response speaks volumes. 2. Silence as detachment. Zen teaches us that detachment doesn't mean you stop caring, it means you care wisely. Choosing silence is choosing healing. It protects your mind from re-entering the chaos and gives your heart space to rest. 3. Silence as compassion. Even as you walk away, you can do so with love. Understand that those who caused harm are often entangled in their own suffering. Release them not with resentment, but with quiet compassion. Wish them peace, and move on with grace. The ripple effect. A wise person's silence is not isolated, it ripples. When the student, now healed and centered, chose to walk away from toxic relationships, something beautiful happened. Friends and family noticed the transformation, the lightness, the calm, the clarity. They came seeking the same peace. The student, remembering the teacher's lessons, gently passed them on. Letting go, they said, isn't about abandonment, it's about alignment. It's choosing the life that truly reflects your inner peace. And so the wisdom spread, not as a shout, but as a whisper carried by calm hearts. As we learned in the previous reflection, silence can be the most powerful statement, not of bitterness, but of alignment. Letting go isn't just an act of release, it's a declaration that your peace matters. And when you honor that peace, you quietly shift the energy of the world around you. Years passed, and one day, the student, now calm and centered, returned to visit the teacher who had once sparked their transformation. The teacher, now older but radiating the same serene wisdom, welcomed them with a warm smile. Then, with quiet clarity, the teacher offered one final insight. The lotus grows in the mud, he said, but it does not cling to the mud. What a powerful image, the most beautiful flower rising from the darkest depths, untouched and unburdened. Similarly, you may encounter toxicity, pain, or chaos in life, but you are not meant to carry it with you. Wisdom lies in knowing that you can grow from the mud, not live in it. Letting go, the teacher continued, is not about rejection, it's an act of liberation. When you release what weighs you down, you not only free yourself, you allow others the space to face their own truths, without your energy absorbing the cost. The student listened, eyes bright with gratitude. They had once come to this place burdened by confusion and emotional heaviness. Now, they stood grounded and clear, embodying the very wisdom they had once sought. Letting go had transformed not only their relationships but deepened their connection to themselves, and to the flow of life itself. Silently cutting ties with manipulative controllers and relentlessly negative souls is more than a boundary, it's an act of self-respect. It's a commitment to your own growth, your time, your well-being. It's not about who you've removed, but who you're becoming. A person of balance, of clarity, of unwavering inner strength. Let this be your reminder. The path to wisdom isn't always about collecting more friends, more achievements, more noise. Often, it's about subtraction. It's about shedding what no longer serves your soul so that you can walk lightly, freely, toward the life you're truly meant to live. To hold on is to be bound. To let go is to be free. Thank you so much for watching. If this message spoke to you, don't forget to subscribe and tap the notification bell so you won't miss what's coming next. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and share what resonated most with you. Until next time, may you walk in peace, with clarity in your heart,